All right, everybody, welcome to class. We're going to come into a child's pose to start. So whether you're practicing with me live right now or in your own time, we're going to start in our child's pose. Well done for getting to your mat. Our knees are out nice and wide, big toes touching at the back of your mat, and then stretch the hands out in front of you. Bring that forehead down to the ground. Closing your eyes, breathing in and out. Noticing your breath. Yoga brings all of our senses inward, our awareness inward. And notice where the mind is. If we're feeling quite distracted today, frustrated, or maybe we're feeling quite happy, relaxed and calm. Just a moment just to check in. Let's take a long side body reach to the right. Still down on the mat. If your head and forehead is not touching the floor, try to bring those hands a bit closer to your body. So forehead should be touching the floor. Palms of your hands, forearms and elbows too. Your right inner thigh touching the rib cage. Feeling your left side body opening up. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here. One more deep breath. And on your next inhale, walk all the way over to your left. Good, find that same stretch on the other side. Nice, 2 more breaths here. And then slowly coming back to center. I want you to lift your head up just above the hands, keeping that chin parallel to the ground. Now push your hips deeper into the heels and then wiggle your shoulders and your armpits down to the floor one by one, rocking side to side in 3, in 2, in 1. Bring the forehead down to the mat. Take an inhale, rise up to tabletop, stacking our wrists. And then from here, take the inhale, draw the belly down, lift the chin up, pushing the chest down into our cow pose. And then exhale, roll the spine, tuck the chin into the chest, into our cat pose. Moving with your own breath, cow pose to cat pose. What we're doing here is we're flexing the spine, opening the chest, and then we're closing the chest, releasing the vertebrae at the back. Find 3 more breaths at your own pace. Remembering we're breathing in, pushing the belly down, cow pose. And then we're opening the spine up as we breathe out into cat pose. Find 1 more breath where you're at. Come to a neutral spine position. Reach the right hand to the ceiling, simple twist. Just lifting that arm up. And then begin to circle the right wrist. Keep that position in the left hand. And then big circles, right hand down to the floor. Sweep the mat from back to front. And then lift the arm back to the ceiling. 5 circles on the right side. Think about the inhale, we lift the hand. The exhale, we draw the hand down. Last big circle. Good, and then change sides. Left hand to the ceiling. Inhale, simple twist. And then that left wrist. Small, gentle circles. Keep the gaze to the side if you can. Good, notice that mobility you have inside that body. And then big circles down, back, and forwards. Try to create that line on the mat. From the side of your hip all the way to the top until the hand floats away from the mat. Lovely. 1 more big circle. Good job, everybody. Come back to neutral spine position, working our postural chain. So the muscles in our lower back associated with our posture, positioning, and that long, tall spine. We're going to float the right leg behind you. Now I want you to flex that right foot down to the floor. Notice what that does. It turns on your quads and your calf, okay, in that right leg. Then begin to point the foot away. Good, flexing the foot, pointing the toes down, and then point the foot away. Good, from here, keep the foot pointing down to the floor, flexing, and then lift the left arm to the ceiling. Finding that balance. I want you to squeeze your right bottom cheek and then your left bottom cheek. Notice how strong that feels, squeezing the tummy muscles. In 2. Now I want you to flex the foot again and then point in 3. Hold in 2. Nice. In 1. Bring the hand and the knee back to center. Wiggle side to side, squishy cow. Let the head, let the neck relax. Add any more movement that feels good for you. Come back to your neutral spine position. When you're ready, push the shoulders away from the floor and then float the left leg behind you. Now, if you can see me, notice that my ankle is in line with my neck, okay? We're not bending the knee, we're not pushing the leg up high, we're keeping it in line, okay? That long position. And again, we're gonna flex the foot and then point the toes away, flex and point. So as swimmers, having that ankle mobility is really important to get the most efficiency from your kicks, especially you butterfliers, okay? And I guess freestylers and backstrokers. Okay, we want to get that range of motion through that ankle. Nice. And then when you're ready, come to stillness, point the toe down, the toes down, and then reach the right arm up. Now make sure your thumb is pointing up. Make sure the arm is touching the ear on the side. So finding that nice tall alignment. Good. In 3, keep it held. Now notice we're going to squeeze the left bottom cheek and the right bottom cheek, staying nice and active. In 2. And 1, back to center. Lovely. Floating the right leg back, left arm out to the side, okay? So killing a bit wider in our position here. Left hand out to the side, right leg is back. So from front on, I'm gonna look like this, okay? I want you to keep that left thumb pointing to the ceiling and then closing the thumb back to the floor. Opening the arm, thumb to the ceiling, closing the thumb down to the floor. So we're externally rotating that shoulder, internally rotating. Good. All while we're doing this, we're keeping that balance with that right leg lifted in 3. Keep it going. In 2. And 1, back to center. Left leg up and back. Flex the foot. Right hand out to the side. Start with the thumb pointing up. Then when you're ready, thumb pointing down. Opening the shoulder and then closing the shoulder. Nice. Keep that going in 5. Holding that balance in 4. In 3. Nice job, everybody. In 2. And 1, back to center. Lovely. Cat-cow breathing for 2 breaths. Take the inhale, draw the belly down, lift the chin up. And then exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, belly down, chin up. Exhale, shoulders protract, chin into chest. Last time, inhale. And exhale. Lovely. Come to your neutral spine position. Fingers point towards the knees. One hand at a time or both hands together. If this is still quite easy and don't feel much of a stretch in the forearms, I want you to lean back, but not bringing the hips to your heels, just keeping that hovering position. And then draw the chin into the chest. If you're doing one hand at a time, change to the other hand now. If we've got both forearms stretching now, keep breathing through it. One more breath. And release. Lovely. From here, tuck the toes under, lift the knees and hover off the ground about 6 inches in 3. Notice my tiptoes are pressing into the floor, heels up to the sky in 2. Don't collapse into the shoulders, push the shoulders away from the floor. In 1, take a deep breath in. Deep breath out, push back to downward facing dog, chin into chest. Now remember where we're gazing. I want you to gaze directly down to the floor. So your ears are in line with the arms. We're not tucking that head all the way down, so we're looking at our toes. We want the gaze just directionally down. Heel tap the floor, one foot then the other. Keeping a soft bend in the knee with one leg. Even press that chest into the thigh. This helps to stretch out the opposite leg, getting that long length here, and then change to the other side. As you're focusing on the legs, what's going on with that position in the wrists? Where are you sending the weight into the hands? Are you spreading it across your fingers? Can you high five your mat any bigger? Spread those fingers nice and wide. Lovely. Come back to center with the knees. Take an inhale, lift up the heels. Come to tippy toes. Tailbone is nice and high. Exhale, press the heels down to the floor. Inhale, lifting up nice and high. Exhale, heels down and soften the knees. 3 more. Inhaling. Exhaling. Don't let that gaze come to the toes. Keep the gaze dip down directly to the floor. Exhale, last 2. Last 1. Good. Inhale, look at your hands. Exhale, walk, jump or step towards the wrists. Folding forwards, grab the elbows, ragdoll pose. Tuck that head all the way in. Notice the weight in your feet. Play around with shifting it forwards and backwards. Maybe lift the tiptoes and then lift the heels as we gently rock towards the front of the room, and then we send the hips to the back. If you're still carrying weight and tension in your neck, just give your head a shake. No one's watching, don't worry, just let all that tension release. If you're staying nice and still in your ragdoll, just notice the legs. Notice if we're tight in our lower back, if we're adding some movement in our ragdoll side to side. Just be aware of what we're feeling in our legs completely. And then from here, bring the hands to the floor. Take the feet a little bit wider. Hands into the middle. Take an inhale, simple twist, right hand to the sky. Good, exhale, release. Other side, left hand to the sky. As you inhale, you lift. As you exhale, you soften. 4 more times, take your own pace. Exhale down, lovely. Keeping one hand on the floor, you're bending your knees as much as you need. Listen to your body. Good. We should be finishing that last one right now. Lovely, everybody. Take an inhale, reach the hands to the shins, halfway lift. As you inhale, good. Exhale, hands to the mat. Inhale, step or jump back to a high plank hold. Focus on your high plank, shoulders nice and high, pelvis tucked in very slightly. Squeeze your inner thighs and your core, then take an inhale, drop the chest down to the floor. And then lift the chin up into your upward facing dog. Push the shoulders to the back. Exhale, tuck over the toes, downward facing dog. Take an inhale, look forwards at the hands, bend the knees, softly jump, step or walk to the wrists and fold. Good. Halfway lift. Inhale, draw the chest away from the floor. Exhale, hands to the mat. Bend into the knees, roll up the spine to Talasana. Hands above the head, take an inhale. Good, exhale, swan dive, arms wide, like a diver, down to the floor, chin to chest. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the top of the mat, step the left foot behind you. And then the right foot, find your high plank hold. Good, this time we're gonna lift the right leg off the floor and then release, switch to the left leg. Now for anyone who has sore wrists, come down onto your elbows and simply float the leg high and then back to the floor. Keep that going in 3, lifting up as you inhale, in 2. Good, last round, in 1. Drop your knees to the floor. If we're on our elbows, push up to your hands. Finding our knee plank position here. Look down at the floor. Gently lower down the chest all the way to the mat. Take an inhale, come up to Cobra. Halfway hold. My hands are still on the floor. Hopefully yours are too. Now I want you to lift the feet off the ground. Notice your lower back is really working hard to hold those legs there. Keep the breath steady. And then on your next exhale, drop the chin and the feet to the floor. Good. Pull your body towards the front of the mat. Inhaling all the way up to your Cobra. Nice, keeping the hips on the floor, tuck your toes, push your bottom all the way back, bend into your knees into a downward facing dog. Inhale, look forwards. Exhale, walk, jump or step to the wrists and fold. So that transition should be nice and soft. Take an inhale, halfway lift, hold. Exhale, hands to the mat, release. Bend the knees, Tadasana. Take the right knee with you. Standing, half leg Tadasana. Bring the hands to heart center. Good, hold and breathe in 3. In 2, push the shoulders down to the floor. Notice the front foot is flexed. In 1, take an inhale, reach the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, hands to the mat. Send the right foot behind you. Standing half leg splits. Good. Keep those toes pointing down, everybody. Now notice the left leg. Have you got a big bend in it? Can you focus on straightening that leg out? So coming into that squat movement pattern or the lunge movement pattern in 3. Finding that bend and then keeping it straight in 2. Nice, in 1. Send the right foot to the floor, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step or jump back to your high plank. From here, dropping down to the elbows, pushing back up to that high plank in 5. Working through that upper body, working through that core in 4. Nice, again, if it's too much on the wrists, stay in that elbow plank in 3. If you want to work through that upper body a bit more, keep that ladder going in 2. Nice, in 1, in high plank. Inhale, drop the chest all the way to the floor. Pull your body up into Cobra. Hands on the ground, still lift the feet in 2. Chin to the mat, exhale in 1. Inhale, pull your body up to your Cobra, lifting through the spine. Tuck the toes, big exhale, push the hips back, bend your knees, and then drive the hips to the sky. Inhale, look forwards. Exhale, walk or step to the wrists. Fold and release. Halfway lift, hold, inhale. Exhale to the mat. Left side leg, let's go. Inhale to your Tadasana. Bring that left leg with you, hands above the head. Find that balance in 3. Nice, everybody, in 2. In 1, hands to heart center. Kick the left leg behind you. Keep that foot flexed. Find that soft transition. Standing half leg splits. So again, like that other side, notice the foot is flexed, the left foot. I want you to bend into the right knee. Drive up in 5. Work on that strength in 4. Good, in 3. Isolating the quads, the hamstrings, the glutes in 2. Last one, nice. Step the left foot down, fold forwards, hands under the feet, finding gorilla wrap. So bring the hands under the feet, take them a little bit wider, and then gently rock the hips side to side, releasing the head. Feel that connection with the upper body, meeting the toes, soles of the feet. Good, slowly release, hands away from the foot, halfway lift, hold, inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat, step or jump back. First, Chaturanga. So from here, lower the chest halfway to the floor. We're going to pause there. Then inhale, push the feet into the mat. Lift up the chest, upward facing dog, shoulders pull back. Exhale, over the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg to the sky. Exhale, step forwards, warrior 1. So back foot out 45 degrees, heels in line. Reach those arms up, take a big breath in. Good, squeeze the ears, big breath out. Good, next inhale, we're going to take the left hand back, right hand forwards, and then turn the left toes out a bit further into warrior 2. So that transition from warrior 1 to warrior 2. Go and breathe through it. Adjust into that position, bigger, longer stance. Good, take an inhale, flip the front palm. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Nice, make sure that top hand is facing down. Imagine you're going to pat the top of the head. That's the position, that's the side. Nice, inhale back to warrior 2. Exhale, cartwheel down to the floor, onto your right side plank or right side bridge. Float the left side of your body off the floor. Good, squeeze that core. Lift the top leg if you can. Nice, come back to that high plank, take an inhale. Come into your Chaturanga, halfway hold. Upward facing dog, shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, take an inhale, point the left toes to the sky, lift the leg. Exhale, warrior one. Reach the arms above the head, squeeze that core. Take one more breath here. Exhale, open the hands, left hand forwards, right hand back. Maybe step the right foot behind you for a bigger stance. And then bend into your warrior two. Lovely, everybody. Focus on that gaze in front of you, the big toe. Knee is not dropping inside. Take an inhale, flip the front palm. Exhale, reach back, reverse your warrior. Good. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale, cup the hands to the mat. Send your side plank over to the left, reaching the right hand and right leg stacking over the body. Good. In our bridge or in our side plank, take one more breath, maybe lift the top leg. As you exhale, come into high plank. Chaturanga, squeeze that core, lower down halfway. Pull the breath in, inhaling upward facing dog. Nice job, everybody. Exhale, hips high, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forwards. Exhale, walk or step towards the wrists and fold. Halfway lift, hold, inhale. Notice those back muscles holding the chest up. Exhale, fold forwards, chin it down. Standing half leg, keep that right leg with you, taking the inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center, and then kick the right leg behind you, standing half leg splits. Good, point the toes this time. Inhale, come back to that starting position, standing half leg Tadasana. Good, exhale, send the foot to the floor and fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat, step the right leg back, then the left leg into that high plank or your elbow plank. From here, forwards over the wrists, back into the heels. So we're rocking forwards, everybody, and then backwards. Nice, you can do this on the elbows as well in 3. Slow and controlled. In 2. Good. Last 1. Come into Chaturanga. Option always there for the knees in Chaturanga. Lower the chest halfway. Upward facing dog. Shoulders push back. Good. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Inhale, look forwards. Exhale, bend into the knees. Jump or float forwards and fold. Halfway lift, hold, inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat. Rolling up that spine, take the left leg with you. Standing half leg Tadasana. Hands above the head, take a deep breath in. Exhale, hands to heart center. Kick the left leg behind you. Keep it there, hold that balance. Good, then hands to the mat and fold. Standing half leg splits. Good. Come back to where we started. Lift the chest first. Hands to heart center. Inhale. Bring that left knee into the chest. Exhale, left foot down and fold. Nice job, everybody. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the top. Feet to the back. Jump or step. High plank hold. Lovely. Elbows down. We're going to drop the hips side to side, working into our obliques. Keep the toes on the mat. Okay, floating from side to side. Keep it going in 4. In 3. In 2. Lovely, everybody. In 1. Push yourself back to that high plank. Take a deep breath in, lower the chest. Come into the upward facing dog. Look over to your left side and then over to the right side. And then a deep breath out, downward facing dog. Nice work. Hanging out in your downward dog or your child's pose now. Taking 3 long breaths. So if you want to stay a bit more active in the class this evening, stay in downward facing dog. If you need to be a bit more rested, or excuse me, if you need to be a little bit more calmer and more relaxed during the class, come into a child's pose. 1 more round of breath. Good. If you're in child's pose, lift back up to downward facing dog. If we're in a downward dog hold, take an inhale, look forwards to your hands And then exhale, walk the hands to the feet. So hopefully coming to the back of your mat now. Good, find your halfway hold, inhale. Exhale down to the mat. Grab the elbows behind your shins now. Sorry, behind your calves. So you're pulling the chest closer to the floor. You can maybe look through that gap between your kneecaps. And then let your head softly relax. Good, side to side rocks. Maybe some small circles as well. So if you've got that mobility here to grab the elbows behind your legs. Nice job. You're not quite there yet. Don't worry, bend your knees a little bit more. Your chest might be touching the thighs. You may feel that good connection. Good, and then release your hands, grab the elbows in front, ragdoll pose now, side to side. From here, release your hands, halfway hold, inhale. Exhale, walk forwards into a nice high plank, squeezing that core as you gently shift your body weight. Nice job, shoulders in line with hands. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out, push the hips to downward facing dog. Don't move those feet. Keep the hands there. Inhale, high plank. Even if you feel like your shoulders are going over the wrists, just shuffle back into the heels more. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 more times, everybody. Inhale, high plank. Again, if you're feeling it in the feeling it in the wrists, you can do it from a dolphin pose to a downward dog. You've got 2 more to go. Shifting forwards, inhale to the plank or the elbow plank. Exhale to downward facing dog or dolphin. 1 more time. Inhaling forward, squeeze that core, holding that isometric position. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice, everybody drop down to your knees. Come into child's pose, forehead down and relax. Finding a few moments again. One more breath. And then slowly roll up to tabletop, tuck your toes under, and then walk the hands back and come all the way to standing. Shoulders, give them a little bit of a shake. Nice job so far, everybody. So what we're going to do now is work on some lateral balance, okay? So I will demonstrate as best I can. So we're going to start in a nice position where our toes are forwards, soft micro bend in the knees, okay, and then palms facing the side. This is our Tadasana pose. So palms facing forwards, chest is open, shoulders back. What I want you to do is send the weight onto your right leg and then lift the left leg as far away from you as you can. Good, then begin to reach the right arm out to the side. Nice, and then slowly we're going to come to the side position. Keep your left hand connected to the thigh. Ultimately, if we can come to a nice parallel position where our chest and our leg is parallel to the floor, and then come back to center, we'll find that lateral position, okay? These are the moments where we find how strong we are, and we're opening the body in a different direction, okay? Onto the other side. Send the weight into your left leg. Float the right leg to the sky. Play around with it. As you lift the right leg out to the side, begin to float the left hand away. Good, and notice that connection with the top hand and that thigh. Good, in 3. Working that hip abductor, holding that leg out to the side in 2. Good, come to center in 1. Nice job, everybody. Give yourself a shake. We're going to do that 1 more time. And you know which side you're stronger at, okay? This round, I want you to focus on the weaker part, the weaker side. When you're ready, standing tall, shoulders back, chest up, float the leg, left leg away. Slowly, slowly, reach the right hand out to the side. So that as the right hand reaches, we're finding that counterbalance. Working that ankle stability with that standing leg in 3. Nice job. That top shoulder should not be leaning forwards. Push it back in 2. Can we be parallel to the floor somewhat? In 1. Lovely. Slowly transition back to the first side. All right. Last side when you're ready. Palms facing forwards, set up correctly, and then begin to float the top foot away. Good. And just trust yourself. Trust that standing leg. It knows what to do. It's our second round here. Good. What helps is the palm facing the ceiling. Wow, I found my weaker side. Keep it going in 3, in 2, in 1. Nice job, everybody. Woo. Take the feet out nice and wide into our Paschimottanasana fold. Hands at the hips. Take an inhale, lift the chin and chest. Think about pulling the shoulder blades to the back of the room. And then as you exhale, want to push the bottom backwards. Find that gentle hip hinge. Coming to halfway, and then grab the elbows and fold. Release that spine now. Just gently rock from side to side. Good, and now notice the feet. Can you take those feet any wider? For anyone who's feeling quite mobile this evening within the hips, maybe the elbows are going to come down to the floor low enough to find that connection. Good. Just play around it, taking the feet out wider, breath by breath, rock to rock. And then what you might find is that you can come to stillness, planting the hands on the floor. Your head might even be able to top onto the, come to the bottom of the floor, okay? Find that wide leg fold. Now, just like we do in crow, we bring the knees, or the elbow, the knees to the elbows. I was right. Bring the big toes together. Keep your head still and then push the feet up the sky into a nice headstand. Once you're in headstand, want to flex the feet and then point the toes in 5, in 4, keeping the hands nice and steady in 3, in 2. The challenge here in 1 is coming out of the pose just how you started. So knees to the elbows, find that balance, and then send the feet out wide, come all the way up. So now is your chance. So anyone who's practicing live, I'm going to give you some little tips here. Otherwise, just play around with it. Well done, everybody. Child's pose. Bring that full head down. Awesome job. Hey, that is brilliant. I think we're all a bit inspired by that. Nice job. So we're in our child's pose. Everybody been there for a while. Hope you're relaxing. Let's take a long side body reach to the right. Good job. Now, as you're in child's pose, we've worked a little bit into the hips, but not too much so far. I want you to see if you could take those knees any wider whilst maintaining the big toes touching. And just feel that space you've created with the outside of the knee or the inner knees, okay? Any breaststrokers here? We're going to get some good mobility in right now. Good, bring those hands back to center and then over to the other side. Good, come back to center, lift the chest, hands under shoulders. And just like we did at the start, tuck the toes, hobble the knees off the floor. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out into your downward facing dog. Good, from here, let's float the right leg to the sky. Take an inhale. Exhale, step in between the hands, Anjaneyasana, or our Crescent Lunge. Reach the arms above the head. So the back leg is nice and straight. Bend into the front knee. Come into a nice, strong position here. Good, as you exhale, let's send the hands behind us. Aeroplane the arms. Working that postural chain in the lower back. Inhale, lift the core. Exhale, aeroplane the arms. Looking down at the big right toe. Inhale the arms. Exhale, aeroplane the arms. Good, lift the hands back up. Take a deep breath in. Open up to warrior 2, deep breath out. Staying in this warrior 2, thumbs pointing up. Just play around with that mobility in the ankle. Lift the top heel, lift it high. Exhale, send it down. In 4, take it very slowly. And down in 3. Good. In 2. Nice, everybody. In 1. Take an inhale, flip the front palm. Exhale, reverse. Good, nice side body stretch. Inhale to warrior 2. Exhale, straighten the front leg out, reaching forwards, coming into your triangle pose. So the chest is reaching to the front as far as you can. Push the left hip to the back, and then tick-tock the hand to the ankle, and then float the left hand to the sky. Now adding a little bit of support into that front ankle, I want you to open the chest, look to the ceiling, push the left shoulder behind you. Maybe even wrap it behind, touching the right thigh. Good, in 2. If you could bring that right hand to the floor, getting a little bit more of a twist there, go ahead and do so in 1. Inhale, bend that front leg, warrior 2. Listen carefully, point the right toes to the left. As you do this, straighten the right leg out. We're on the wider edge of our mat now. Take an inhale, palms facing forwards. Exhale, open up to warrior 2 at the back. So going around that mat now. Nice job, everybody. So align that body. When you're ready, take an inhale. Reach forward, straighten the left leg out. Exhale, lean down into our triangle pose. Reach the right hand to the sky. You're really feeling that in the left inner thigh now. Okay, again, like we did earlier, if you can bring that left hand to the floor, whilst keeping your chest pointing forwards, top hand lifted high. Just maintain that in 1. Inhale back to warrior 2. Here's the tricky part, guys. We're going to come forwards into our lift. Lift that top heel off the floor. Inhale. Exhale to the mat. Inhale. Exhale to the mat. Now again, if this is too much, just hold that down, hold that warrior 2, working that strength, working all that mobility in the ankle. Last one, let's go. Nice, left heel down. We're going to spin the right toes to face forwards into our Anjaneyasana. You may need to step forwards a little bit, take an inhale. So we're facing the back, let's straighten the back leg out. Exhale, airplane the arms, lower the chest down. Inhale, sweeping back up. Exhale, aeroplane the arms. If you're feeling wobbly, take your feet out a little bit wider. Inhale the arms. Exhale, aeroplane. Good. From here, open up back to warrior 2. Take an inhale. Exhale, cartwheel to the back of your mat. Step the left foot back. Chaturanga, squeeze that core. Upward facing dog, looking to the back of your room now. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take an inhale, lift the right leg to the sky. Exhale, Anjaneyasana, Crescent Lunge, reach those arms up. You know what we're doing. Exhale, aeroplane the arms. Focus on the transitions. Focus on your breath guiding you. Exhale. Looking down, look at those points on the floor, the thumb, the knee. Exhale. This time, open up to warrior 2. Left heel down, right hand forwards, left arm back. Good. Take an inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, lean towards the front as far as you can, then tip-top the hand to the shin, left hand to the sky into our triangle pose. Take 1 breath here. Good. Inhale back to warrior 2, bend the right leg. Exhale, come into hands to the floor, kicking the right foot behind. Chaturanga, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Same leg, take the inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, warrior 2, opening up. So we're coming to the other side of our mat now. Right toes to the left. Woo, into Paschimottanasana. And then left toes to the left. Warrior 2, all the way around to the other side now. Good. Take an inhale. Exhale, reach the front hand up to the ceiling, reverse. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, release that breath. Lifting the left heel high, take an inhale. And an exhale, otherwise hold that warrior 2. Take an inhale. Heel high, exhale. 3 to go, keep it going, everybody. Exhale, working that calf, working that ankle stability. Last one, let's go. And exhale, lovely. Cut all the hands to the floor. Left foot behind, high to low plank, vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lovely, working into the hips. Here we go, right leg to the sky. Exhale, step out to the right wrist into a lizard lunge. Now, option to drop the back knee here. Otherwise, keep the back knee lifted. Simple twist, right hand to the sky. Take an inhale. Exhale, back to the floor. Everybody drop the back knee now. Good. And just breathe into the stretch, holding it nice and steady. We're here for around 3 breaths. If you've got that mobility in your hip to drop down to your elbows, now is the time to go to go into that depth of the stretch. Good. If we're not there, press the hands into the floor. Walk that right foot all the way to the left wrist. Coming into our pigeon pose now. The pigeon is all about that angle of the front foot. And then gently press into the hips. And then bring the hands under the shoulders. Take a deep breath in. So your right knee is by the wrist. Your right foot is by the left wrist. Okay. Now, what often helps me when I started practicing pigeon is taking a pillow and placing it under the bottom cheek that you're drawing the knee towards the front. Okay, so you're not sending the hip into the floor, you're keeping it lifted in line with the shoulders. So from front on. Okay, good. And then when you're ready, you can lower down to the elbows, release the head, breathe into that really nice stretch in our glute, into our hip abductor, into the IT band, a really lovely stretch. If you've got knees which are quite sensitive, this will be a stretch you need to really ease into, take your time. Take 2 more breaths. Good, then slowly push your hands away from the floor, take a deep breath in. And I want you to lean your right bottom cheek to the floor, deep breath out, and then spray the legs out nice and wide if you've got that space by the mat. Pointing the toes up and then flexing in 5. Keep your chest up in 4. Good, if you can lift the heels off the floor, even better in 3. Nice, in 2. And 1. Crossing the ankles, come into a nice cross-leg position. Hands on the floor. Let's try to lift the knees and the feet off the ground. Hovering Buddha in 3. Keep it going. This takes a little bit of practice. In 2. This next time, I want you to change the footing all the way around in 1. Nice job. Release those legs out nice and wide. And then take a deep breath in, reaching the arms up. And as you exhale, a bit like our Paschimottanasana, I want you to reach forwards and then spray the hands out to the toes. Now with your elbows, pull the elbows to the back of the room as you draw the chest closer to the floor. Nice. You're going to feel that intensity in the inside of the inner thighs, particularly that part where it meets the kneecap, okay, or the side of the knee. All while you're doing this, try to maintain that flexion in the foot, okay? It helps to externally rotate the hip, okay? We don't want your body kind of doming into center. We want to keep it nice and active in this pose. And then when you're ready, slowly lift the chest up. Bring the feet to the front of the mat. Turn the body to the back of the mat. Come into a pigeon, sorry, not a pigeon. Come into a Cobra Pose. Take an inhale. Or an extended Cobra Pose. And then exhale, draw the chin to the floor. Tuck your toes, push back into a downward facing dog. However you'd like. Good, heel tap that floor. Take an inhale, lift the left leg to the sky. Point the toes up. Exhale, step to the outside of your left wrist. Again, like we did on that other side, this is our lizard lunge. You can keep the top leg or the back leg lifted for this twist. Simple twist, take an inhale, left hand to the sky. And then exhale back to the mat. Nice job, everybody. Drop the back knee slowly, untuck the foot and fold. In our lizard lunge, down to the elbows. If we've got that same range of motion on the other side. Good, push the hands away from the floor. Pigeon on the left side. So walking that foot over to the right wrist. Let that knee gently lower to the floor. Again with the hips, keep the hips square, hands under shoulders. Shuffle the back knee behind you a little bit more of an inch. And then lift your chest up, take an inhale. And then slowly lower down, elbows to the floor and fold. Good, nice job, everybody. And then slowly push the hands away from the floor, lift the chest up, drop your left bottom cheek to the floor now, and then bring that right leg all the way to the back of the mat, spinning around, and then slowly lower the back all the way to the floor. Bring those knees into the chest as you drop the back. Take a deep breath in, and then extend the left leg to the floor, keep the right knee tucked in. Good, getting ready for our supine twist, squeeze and tuck, take an inhale. And then supine twist, right knee to left, exhale. Look to the right side, open the shoulders, settle into the breath. Two more breaths. Coming back to center, squeeze the knees into the chest, inhale, right leg to the floor, exhale, left leg stays tucked in. Inhale, squeeze and hug that left knee, and then exhale, supine the twist over to the right, left arm out to the side. Settling to the breathing. Slowly coming back to center. Awaken the hips one last time, and our happy baby, grab the inside arch of the feet, and then gently float from side to side. And then gently bring those feet together at the top, ankles in the knees, kissing hands to the side. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, slowly drop the ankles all the way to the floor, taking your time. Once those ankles touch the ground, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Letting everything be still. Starting with the head and neck, let's soften the muscles around the neck, on the forehead and the cheeks. Releasing tension from the jaw. And then start to relax the shoulders, the upper neck, the upper back, mid-spine and lower spine. Relaxing the upper arms, your triceps, your biceps, your traps, your forearms, palms of the hand, your fingers. Relaxing the bottom cheeks, the hamstrings, the quadriceps, all in the upper leg. Relaxing your kneecaps, calves, ankles, and soles of your feet. And just try to picture yourself looking down on your body, on your mat right now. And noticing how calm, how still, how patient, and hopefully how relaxed you are right now. Notice the softness of your breath. Notice the calm state in your mind. And notice that feeling within your body. And then slowly begin to wiggle your toes and fingers. Maybe nod the head side to side. And draw the knees tightly into the chest, taking that breath in. And then slowly come up to seated on your breath out. Swiveling round to a seated position, crossing the knees, hands on the knees, and then just slowly draw some small circles in one direction, keeping that chest up nice and high. And then changing direction around the knees. Bring some love to our knees this evening. And then gently up and down the thighs. And then out to the side. And then all the way to the front. Lovely. Reach those arms above the head, interlace the fingers, take a deep breath in, push away from the floor, deep breath out, wiggle from side to side. Try to lift one bottom cheek up and then the other in 4. Good, use that core in 3. Nice, everybody, in 2 and 1. Hands to heart center. Thank you all for joining class this evening, looking after your bodies, moving your bodies through your yoga. I hope you're all enjoying your practice. Well done. Namaste.